Hey guys, welcome to Earthit. So today let's look at pretty easy and natural methods of making pesticide and pest repellent straight from our kitchen and garden. Let's begin. This is Chamantipu, Guldaudi in Hindi, chrysanthemum in English, a pretty commonly and easily found plant. This is how the flower looks. To make it as an insect repellent, let's take 5 to 6 flowers of it. To make it as an insecticide, let's take 10 to 12 flowers. So we're going to boil it in 1 cup of water. Once it's boiled, allow it to cool for a few more minutes till it's cooled down completely. Using a cotton fabric, we're going to extract the juice out of it. To make it as an insect repellent, we can use in 1:5 dilution. To make it as an insecticide or a pesticide, we'll use it in 1:2 dilution. Always test patch these solutions in 1 or 2 leaves first, allow it for a few hours and see the reaction and then continue it. The flowers can be used in a compost bin. The second material is clove. Cloves is pretty easily found in Indian kitchen, so I'm taking almost 5 to 6 cloves roughly crushed, boiling it in 1 cup of water till the essence of the cloves has got down really well into water. You can either microwave or boil it for like 10 minutes and filter it. This can be fed in the ground or in the soil in the ratio of 1:10. If you're going to spray it on the insects, 1:5 ratio is really good. Again, make sure to test patch. Then the third ingredient is on the left we have neem powder, dried neem powder. On the right we have Ada Todai. It is also called as Ada Toda Vasica. 1 teaspoon of both of them to 1 cup of water. We're going to mix it well and allow it to soak for 2 hours. We use this solution basically to increase the immunity, and this is also really good for the plants. So once it's soaked for 2 hours, we're going to filter it again using a cotton fabric. And to make it as a repellent, we'll use in 1:10 ratio. To make it as a pesticide, we'll use it in 1:5 ratio. This has a very similar property to neem oil, but it's pretty strong because we also have Ada Toda in it. And because of its bitter taste, it's gonna keep the ants away as well. The fourth material we have is camphor pellets. So the camphor pellets are really good because of its strong fragrance. Again, insects are not going to come close, especially the mosquitoes, if we are going to spray them in our indoor plants. And the combination which we are going to use is 2 camphor pellets, crushed camphor pellets with either eucalyptus oil or neem oil. So if it's going to be indoor plants or it's going to be a pest repellent or it's just a repellent, eucalyptus oil is great. If it's going to be a pesticide, especially for the outdoors, neem oil is preferable. So I'm preparing it for my indoor plants, so I'll show it for like 2 camphor pellets and 10 drops of eucalyptus oil. Mix it really well and allow it to soak for 1 hour. This is really good in repelling the mosquitoes off, the flies off, especially in the indoor plants, because you have a nice fragrance that's coming off from it and the insects definitely won't like it. So once it's soaked for 1 hour, let's add 2 tablespoons of water again. Mix it well and allow it to soak for a few more hours. Maybe 1 hour again is sufficient. This is going to be in 1:10 dilution for indoor plants so that the leaves don't get burnt off. And this has to be in 1:10 dilution for both indoor and outdoor plants. Next, this method was something that I found on YouTube and worked really well with the combinations that I had. So first one is betel leaves, the next one is Mexican mint. So the third one is basil. So this is the type of basil that we have. And the fourth one is tulsi, which is another type of basil plant commonly found in India. And then we have mint. This is the regular pudina or mint leaves. So the combination should be equal. The proportions of it should be equal. One handful of these leaves, and we have a guest there. Okay, so to make the concoction, we can either chop these leaves off or grind it using a traditional grinder. I would avoid using a mixer grinder because that's going to be very strong and it's going to produce heat. So this solution cannot be kept for long. But in this method, when we're going to crush it, it's not going to produce heat, but we are going to just extract the juice roughly out of all these leaves. So after mixing it for a few more minutes, this is how the leaves look, pretty crushed and all the juice is extracted. We are going to add 1 spoon of jaggery to it. Jaggery is really good in enhancing the microorganism growth inside, especially with the essence of all these leaves. We are going to add 1 cup of water and allow it to rest for 3 to 4 days in a glass airtight container. We have to mix it up daily, but keep it in a shaded place. After 2 days, we can either replace the cap with a kitchen towel so that the gas isn't too strong and it doesn't get spoiled. This is really good for the growth of new shoots and giving a healthy stem and healthy foliage, and also makes the plants really strong. You have to spray it in the underside of the leaves, the dorsal side of the leaves. So we can reuse these leaves for another cycle, which is going to be the 3 more days. But if you want to be a strong concoction, if you have a lots of plants, allow it to soak for like 7 days and use it in a dilution of 1:10. But in this case, I have allowed it to soak for 3 days, so I'm using it in dilution of 1:5 for almost all my plants, and it's an excellent source of glucose energy booster for all the plants, especially from when they have started with the seedlings or when they have started sprouting, and it's a good insect repellent as well. So these are the solutions that we have. Spraying them in our flowers or the fruits or the vegetable plants which we are going to consume in is definitely not going to affect us in any ways, because all of them are natural materials, and starting off with the flowering stage is especially good. Use them once a week. Use either one of them once a week. This is fenugreek powder, 2 tablespoons of fenugreek powder. This is especially to repel the ants off and keeps the roots stronger and induces a lot of flowering in flowering plants. So you can use these in your at the base of your flowering plants to induce them. And the next one is the neem solution, which we just prepared. I mean the neem, the residue of the neem and aada today. This is also good when placed in the soil, because it's going to repel the ants off, because of ants, and there will be lots of insects in the soil, and this solution when given on a regular rate is going to repel all of them. These are the seedlings of spinach that I was talking about, so I start giving them with this leaf solution from the beginning so that they develop a very strong immunity and grow up really well, and there wouldn't be any insect attack or like aphids attack or mealybugs attack from the beginning itself. By developing a very strong immune system. You can also use this on your spinach, because this is completely natural and it's just leaves, and you can easily consume them, and you'll definitely notice a lot of healthy growth in your plant.
Hope this video was useful. Meet you guys in the next video. Until then, namaste.